Uranium friends checking in on the UX1 uranium futures. So, inflection point here, right? And what do I mean? So, if you listen to that Liberty Offense guy and that video he put out, I posted it also, reposted it. It's a pretty good video, right? It's all about breadth and whatnot. It's a lagging indicator. I am going to study and probably comment on it a little bit, but regardless of that, we are at an inflection point with the uranium futures spot price, essentially, right? So, and why do I say that? It's a pretty simple metric, and if anyone's watched my stuff, you know over and over what I talk about is these moving averages, and I look for behavior changes. So as long as there's no behavior change, I'm good to go in whatever direction or whatever trend is happening. So, is there a behavior change here? Well, not necessarily, no, because as you can see with these moving averages, and this is probably going to be similar to the Liberty offense's breadth indicator. Uh, when these moving averages get stretched, they like to reconcile. Are they reconciling now? Yeah. So, but what's the key metric right now and that we're in? Now, if you recall, while all these fundamental experts were saying, oh, the $100 is the new floor, I was a seller. Okay. And I have videos to prove it and I have posts to prove it. I was also saying that it's stretched and it needs these moving averages need to come down. And why? Why was I saying that? I was also saying that we want to see something like this where the moving averages are stretched and then they get the bounce. Well, that didn't occur. So there's your first true behavior change now. So all your moving averages are actually acting as resistance. But what is the key metric? Key metric right now, and that is this gold line, which is the 50 EMA, right? That's the 50 EMA. It is the gold line. Now, if you've noticed, if you look at this thing, it's been riding that 50 EMA up since, let's see, it's probably, this is really where it overtook it. So let's just say May of 2018, somewhere in that neighborhood, right? So it catches this, it's dancing around. It's been riding it down. It got over it, a couple of undercuts, but essentially riding it all the way up since May of 2018 is when that occurred. Where are we now? We are right on top of it, and we're below the 200-day moving average, by the way. Now, if you remember, and you probably don't, I've always said when it was up here, I said that we could possibly see a $78 to $80 tap on the futures on spot price. There's nothing telling me right now that that's not going to happen. But what do we want? We want to see this hold. It's imperative that this holds, right? Because then the space, um, it may, in general, may be in a lot of trouble. So, will there be an undercut? It's very possible, right? So it got stretched and it kind of cuts down below. So this is really the look that we're shooting for, that we want to see. Okay, this is the look that we want to see, and there's your undercut. Um, sorry. So there's your undercut, and could you see the undercut fill the gap? Yeah, you could. So I would be very cognizant of what's going on here because this is an inflection point. And on Liberty's video, he talks about that there's an inflection point going on right now, right? Don't know which way it's going. I could never tell you that. All right. I don't sit there and try to make directional predictions. I can tell you that we are at an inflection point, and we're hoping that if it breaks down, it's just an undercut like this. Otherwise, it's problematic for the entire space in general. And I know that the newsletter writers and the professors are all going to tell you that spot price doesn't matter, but it matters when things are going up and it works for them to get subscribers and whatever you want to do. Okay, spot price matters. It matters a lot. All right, so there's your one inflection point that we're looking at here, right? The 50 EMA on the weekly chart, which has been riding it since May of 2018. Next inflection point, which lines up, is the monthly 12 EMA, which it has been riding since March 2020. monthly 12 EMA, weekly 50 EMA. Big metrics to be watching to say, okay, now we have a different situation in the space. What can I tell you about the monthly moving averages? If anyone listens to my video, I don't even have to say anything. They are stretched. They are still stretched. When they get stretched to the upside or the downside, they like to reconcile. Stretched, reconcile, stretched, reconcile, stretched, reconcile, stretched, reconcile. So, these moving averages, even on the monthlies, might want to flatten out a little bit. Who knows? Okay. But you have key metrics to watch. The monthly 12 EMA, which has been riding since 2020, and the weekly 50 EMA, which it's been riding and bouncing off of since May of 2018. Now, if you can't see that these are possible inflection points, along with what Liberty Offensive just did on his video, I don't even know what to say to you. Regardless of that, this is where we stand with the uranium spot price. And I know recently Saul Goodman has just told me that the insider is calling for 83 as the new floor. I will remind you that the insider was calling for 100 as the new floor, and so was good old Lobo. Maybe these guys, you can't trade fundamentals. You want to invest in them? Go ahead. You want to sit and get through huge drawdowns because you think your thesis is correct? I know I'm very confident the thesis is correct. I'm not sitting through drawdowns. Over and out.